I'm speaking to someone who's reconnecting with their childhood passions. There's this newfound connection with what actually brings you joy, and I feel like you're coming out of hiding. There's this essence or this energy of being shielded, and I almost want to say to you that people don't know you. Like, people don't know the true you. They don't know about these passions, these hidden gifts and talents that you have. And now there's this energy of actually breaking free, of showing the world more of who you are, but also allowing yourself to indulge in what genuinely brings you joy. So that's what this reading is going to be about today. If this resonates with you, then this is a message for you today, and it's found you exactly at the right time that you need to hear it. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always use your discernment. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button because I do readings like this on a weekly basis. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say to you is I'm hearing that High School Musical song. Now, I'm probably going to ruin my reputation here by trying to sing it, but I'm pretty sure it says breaking free in it. It's, we're soaring. I'm going to try and talk it because I cannot sing. We're soaring, something like we're soaring, we're flying. There's no star in heaven that we can't reach. We're breaking free. Something like that. And you know what, guys? I've got a lot of really amazing singers in my family. Unfortunately, I did not get that gene. So that's the song that I'm hearing before I jumped on here. And so you're in a season of breaking free. You're in a season of breaking free. Now I'm being shown a vision of you actually being squished. Like, what I'm seeing is your energy, your essence, your soul is in between, almost like two walls that have just gone. So I'm also really being drawn to your breath and your chest. I almost feel like you're someone that has had to inhale. You contract, you hold on. Maybe in school, you were insecure, you were shy, you were introverted. You've learned how to protect yourself. That's what I'm really feeling. You've learned how to protect your heart, your soul. And so this is why people haven't experienced that side of you yet. And the world is ready to experience you. That's what I'm feeling. The world is ready to experience your talents, what brings you joy, your art, your essence. And so if you've been on the edge, and I feel like who I'm speaking to knows that this is their time. I feel like I'm speaking to you when you know that you feel safer to open up and to show the world more of who you are. It doesn't feel like that intense, squished feeling anymore. But what I keep being drawn to is that earlier on in your life, whether you were a child or a teenager, but there's a sense that you felt like you really had to hold your breath, protect yourself, contract, and kind of move through the world in this really rigid way. Some of you have got rigidity in your body, especially the lower part of your body. I'm sensing that your energy centers at the top are quite open. You can see things, you can have ideas, you can maybe see things that other people don't. I'm also seeing a leaf. For some reason, nature, a leaf, like turning a new leaf. You might have actually been through a season of really letting go of a lot, which we all have in this last 12 months. It's definitely a collective theme. But it kind of like you're holding this energy of I'm turning a new leaf. I'm putting myself first. I'm choosing differently for myself, and I'm actually expressing myself differently in the world. And there's this energy of entrapment, and it almost feels like that is part of your life lesson. You've had to experience what it's like to feel trapped and to feel hidden, to feel shielded, because that's the metaphor that keeps coming through is you've been shielded. It's almost like there's been a veil over your true self, your essence, your talents, because you've just, what I want to say to you, it just hasn't been the right time. Does that make sense? It hasn't been the right time. Maybe you felt like the world wouldn't accept you or the world wouldn't be ready for you. And on some level, that's an illusion because the world is always ready. It's always an inner choice to show the world and let the world meet us with who we are. But I feel like for you, the word specifically that I feel called to say is it wasn't the right time yet. And it's almost this sense that feeling trapped was almost a form of protection because the world wasn't ready for what you have to give. That's what I'm hearing. So take that or leave that, but it feels like a very clear sign that now is the time. You weren't ready. Now the world is ready. And so now you are opening up. Maybe I keep hearing this High School Musical song, guys. Maybe some of you have a memory associated with that High School Musical song. And I don't know what it's called, but it's, I think the main one, you know, soaring, that one. There's some sort of connection there. Like I almost feel like you might have a memory connected with that song where you felt free. I'm seeing you dancing around, like dancing around the house, dancing around the lounge, watching that movie, just feeling like I can do anything, I can be anything. For some of you, that might not resonate because it's very specific, but for some of you, it might be symbolic that you're ready to break free. And specifically in this song, what's coming through is, again, I don't know the exact words, but something along the lines of there's no star in heaven that we cannot reach. That's how I'm hearing it anyway. And it feels like you've got this self-belief now that you know you can reach way further than you've let yourself reach before. I feel like you've got new friendships or new relationships, or you're somewhere new in terms of community. This could be physically meeting new people. Some of you might have been through breakups and you've kind of entered this new friendship group, or you've broken away from those that you were always surrounded by before, like that you've entered something new, like a new community, friendship group, something like that. Or for some of you, this could mean a renewed relationship with who you're already in a relationship with. Now, I'm being drawn to family here. Some of you might have had a bit of resistance to certain family members or how you felt within the family unit, and you might have a renewed perspective of what these family members' intentions were, that it wasn't actually their bad intention to make you feel that way. They were just living life how they know to live. And maybe that insecurity or the way that they protected themselves or the way that they have behavior adaptations, which might be unhealthy habits, it was just transferred to you, but it's not yours. And I feel like you've entered this season, I'm seeing a void, like you've entered this void season of realizing, hang on a minute, I actually don't need to continue with that borrowed stuff. I don't need to continue my life with borrowed or transferred energy or habits or perspectives or mentalities from my family. I actually get to decide for myself the thoughts I want to think, the feelings that I want to indulge in, the actions I want to take, the behaviors that I want to do. And I feel like for some of you, you're entering the season of higher standards. You feel like you're putting your health first. Or some of you, I feel like watching this, you've been having the thoughts of, I really want to put more attention and intention into my health, my body, what I consume. For others of you, I feel like you're already in this season. Like you've had this revised relationship with how you see and treat your body. And I really do feel like a lot of you have overcome bad habits, quote unquote bad habits. A bad habit is technically just a behavior adaptation to something underlying that we are too afraid to face. And I feel like some of you have finally just gone, I'm not doing these habits anymore. I have more self-esteem for myself. I see myself in a higher regard. So I'm going to put my health first. I'm going to put my body first. I'm going to train. I'm going to eat well. There's definitely a big sense of that. I do also feel like some of you have been through a mental cleansing. I'm seeing that there's this big like mental clearing. And so for some of you, I feel like you've been through a breakup where, and this could be intimate breakup or it could be a friendship breakup. It also could be a business or work breakup, but there's an energy of a breakup here where it's been going on in your head where you don't quite understand it. You don't quite understand what happened, why you are the way that you are, like how you ended up here, what happened. Like there's just this energy of what happened. How did we get here? How did this lead to this, right? And I feel like some of you have been arriving at this place now of acceptance and peace that firstly, you don't need to understand. Life works in mysterious ways. You don't need to actually know why that person isn't supposed to be in your life anymore. You just need to come to the acceptance and the inner peace of that's how it is, because life has cleared the way. Life has cleared the people the places and the opportunities that do not serve this next season, that they don't serve this next evolution. And I feel like some of you are still in that grieving phase or clearing phase, and others of you are like, I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with it. So some of you have reached this place of forgiveness, but I do feel like there's been this mental activity of wanting to understand why certain things haven't worked out in your relationships in the way that you thought that they might. I am being drawn to a home. I feel like a big part of your transformation, guys, is family. It's your place in the family unit. And this, to me, some of you might actually have moved into a new home, but I do feel like this is strongly coming through as symbolic that your relationship with your home life is different. Something has shifted in your home life. And I really do feel like it's family and it's close relationships. It's almost like who you thought you were in your setup. Like I'm kind of seeing that life was keeping you safe and familiar in your home life. And I feel like there might have been some rapid changes in the last year where you're now like, whoa, I see things very differently. And things have shifted in my home life because I've shifted how I see myself in relationship to it, in relationship to people, in relationship to where I come from, in relationship to who I am and the groundedness in who I am. Some of you have definitely been through root center transformation. So this is themes of identity. I definitely feel like you see yourself differently. Like that's what I'm seeing. You're not seeing yourself as much of an insecure or mysterious or need to hide themselves person. Like you've actually become comfortable with opening up to the world. But also the root center is connected with money. It's connected with security, survival, home life, family, all of those things. And I feel like you're going to feel like you can move forward now because you've done a lot of cleansing and alchemization with those specific themes. So that's really important. There is definitely this shield that's going. I'm also seeing a crocodile. Someone tell me if that resonates with you, because that is random, but here we go. I'm seeing a crocodile specifically. The vision is the crocodile coming out of the water. So this could be symbolic. To me, I'm getting this sense that crocodiles, you can't really see them, right? Like they sneak up on you. So it might be that you're seeing someone in your life that was maybe being sneaky, or you thought that they were a certain way and now they're showing their true colors, that you're like, oh, like they're coming out of the water. I can actually see them clearly now. They're no longer, sneaking around in the water where I can't quite see where they're going to pounce. I can see now, like they're coming out of the water. For some reason that's just coming through in that way. But let me know if that resonates with someone else in a different way. The crocodile impression is very interesting. Okay. I feel like for some of you, there's going to be a new love coming in. There's going to be a new relationship coming in. It feels like, I'm getting the word masculine. It feels like a masculine energy. Take it or leave it. Whether you're a man or a woman, we all have feminine, masculine in us. So I'm just feeling that there's like a masculine energy coming into your life, but it's going to feel like love. I feel like some of you have just been wanting to find someone who can meet you. I feel like whoever's watching this has really struggled to meet people that can actually fully see them, that can sit across from you and say, I'm holding you right now. I can see you. I understand you. I am feeling you. I'm in this with you. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to has been craving being fully held for who you are. Maybe it's because you're no longer hiding yourself and you're no longer shielding your interests and your talents that now you're open for this person coming through. Because if we're blocking intimacy, being seen, heard, or understood in any way, shape, or form, it's because we're not allowing that within our own perception. It all happens in the landscape of our inner consciousness. So there has been a shift in the way that you see yourself, and I feel like that's opening you up to new relationships. That will resonate with some of you, not with others. Take it or leave it. I'm seeing a pebble, like a beach pebble. Some of you might have been on the beach recently. You might feel peace being on the beach, or someone might have given you a pebble or a gift. There's something in that there. What's that movie where a bird gives a pebble to another bird? For some reason that's coming through. It's almost like an act of love. Like, I'm giving you this pebble because you're my person. And it's interesting that that just came through after I was saying that I see a new relationship coming in. So maybe you feel like someone is really like giving themselves to you, like they're committing to you in some way. Okay. I'm seeing a fence. Random. Some of you might put up a new fence recently. Some of you might be taking down the metaphorical fence of keeping people out. Okay, what else wants to be said here? You need to live from your heart. That's what I keep being drawn to. I keep being drawn to the breath and the chest. Some of you might have experienced a tightness in your chest or breathing issues, feeling like you struggle to fully take a full breath in and a full breath out. There is something really around that. And really what that's saying to me is that you've been trying to control and limit your essence, because the breath is really representative of the universal intelligence that runs through everything and everyone in this third dimensional physical incarnation. So if there is a restriction of the breath, there is a restriction of your spirit. There is a restriction of your essence. And that's why I feel like I keep being drawn to when you were a child or a teenager, you just had to inhale and hold your breath and contract because you just couldn't relax into life. You were always trying to manage how people perceived you, how they saw you. I feel like there is some insecurity there. I'm being drawn to the throat. Some of you might have had an insecurity around what you say, actually being heard, speaking up, making sure your voice is respected or valued if you're sitting at a table. There's some sort of connection with an insecurity with your throat and how you really overthink sometimes. I feel like in the past you might have really overthought certain things that you would say because you're trying to manage how it lands on other people because you so badly just wanted to fit in, right? As we all do. Whereas now I feel like your heart is opening and you feel safer to express what you actually want to say. I feel like some of you would have done a lot of inner work over speaking your truth, saying what you want to say to people, making sure that you don't say things that you don't mean or say things that limit you. I feel like you're really understanding the power of spoken word and that, you know, words are spelling, they are spells. We literally speak our existence into being. And so I feel like there is a theme of communication that you're being more attentive to how you speak to yourself and also how you speak outward. And I do feel like there's this heart throat awakening happening. There is a heart throat awakening, and I'm also being drawn to your solar plexus. You're awakening your personal power. And I feel like this is grounding for you. I feel like before everything would have felt risky. Everything would have felt like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Or this feels terrifying for me to put myself out there in this way. And I feel like now I'm also seeing a boardroom. Some of you might have felt that feeling if you're working in corporate and you need to speak in a meeting and you're like, what are they going to think? Are they going to think my idea is good? Am I speaking out of turn? Some of you might have placed yourself as less than other people in a hierarchy, like less than your boss, less than your colleague. You kind of had this energy of, I'd rather shrink myself and keep myself small because then I'm more acceptable to other people. I'm more palatable to other people. And I feel like now you've accessed or are accessing a deeper level of personal power, and this feels grounding for you. You feel more capable of moving through life without losing yourself. And I feel like that's really gonna land for someone powerfully, whoever is watching this. Like, I felt goosebumps when I said that. So let me know in the comments if you felt the goosebumps or the relief of, I can move through the world without losing myself. I don't have to lose myself to then be loved or accepted by others. In fact, me being fully self-intact, me being outrageously all of myself, is the thing that is going to magnetize to me the people, places, and opportunities that are most aligned with my truth, with my purpose for being here, my reason for being here. And I also want to say, if anyone has ever questioned their reason for being here, why am I here? What is this life? This feels quite hard. This feels quite difficult. I want to say to you, you're finding the reason through your journey of self-exploration. Like, you're realizing that your reason for being here is to explore and experiment with the self, with you, with who you are. You actually don't need to mold yourself into a certain type of way to be palatable, to make sense to people, so that you can be like, okay, I'm definitely going to do this, or people are going to know that I'm this way, people are going to know that I'm this way. There's this energy of, you know what, I am just a self exploring this world like every other human being, and I'm going to follow the calling. If I feel that inspired to go do that thing, I'm going to pull on that thread. And then maybe I'm inspired to do that thing, and I'm going to pull on that thread. There's this openness to following your joy in a way that before felt triggering to put yourself first, to put your joy first. So you've really shut yourself off from feeling like higher emotions, joy, love, elation. Why am I seeing a knight in armor? I'm seeing a knight in armor. I feel like this is you. It doesn't feel like someone is coming to save you. It feels like you've realized that you are the knight in shining armor. To use that metaphor, you are the one that is coming to save yourself, quote unquote, save yourself. There's nothing you need to be saved from in reality. But to use this example powerfully, that is the energy that I'm feeling, and that will resonate with someone. That will resonate with someone. You've realized that no one can save you. No thing can save you. You are the one that gets to decide to live this life fully. You and you only. It's no one else's decision. It's yours. You're the one that chooses to be here fully. You're the one that chooses to be 2 feet into this reality. You're the one that chooses, I am going to give this life everything I've got, because otherwise, what is the point in being here? I'm going to give this life everything I've got. That is the narrative that's going on in your head now. Now, for some of you, I do see a stage. Some of you might be drawn to drama, the arts, dance, something along those lines. I'm also seeing the color yellow, like you're blooming. It's summer. Usually yellow for me represents a client being in a season of blooming, of just like fully out there, fully expressed, fully enjoying life, like very outward energy. You might feel a bit more sociable at this time compared to previously. You might feel more drawn to actually, putting yourself out there online, or some sort of like forward energy, forward motion. And I really do feel like I want to say to you, keep your mind in check, because it might not be the last time that you question your worth, or you question your purpose, or you question your expression or speaking your truth. It might not be the last time, but you do get to develop a disciplined mind. This is what I call the disciplined mind. It's a framework that I have. And the disciplined mind is being so intentional about what you let in, what you let out, and what you let grow. What you let in is stories, beliefs, narratives, opinions that you let enter your mind. Someone could disagree with you and you could say, okay, cool. I'm not letting it in. I'm not going to push back. I'm not going to fight. I'm just not going to let it dwell in my mind. I'm not going to let it in. What you let out is letting go of stories, beliefs, narratives that no longer serve who you are becoming. And then what you let grow is the seeds that you plant and nurture. This could be ideas. This could be self-concept, self-image. This could be anything about you programming your subconscious to look for the things, people, places, and experiences that match who you are here to be, who you are destined to become. So the disciplined mind, what you let in, what you let out, what you let grow. When you become so disciplined on those 3 aspects of your mind, you are programming yourself for success. It is inevitable. And when I say success, I don't mean someone else's version of success. I mean your version of success. We all have different visions, versions, and pools as to what our heart wants to do, be, and experience in this lifetime. And to me, success is the fulfillment of what it is that we uniquely want. It's not what Bob down the road wants. It's not what Sally down the road wants. It's what your heart is showing you is meant for you. And it might not be what you think, and it might not be what you thought you wanted. So this is where we have to challenge and question, what do I really want? And you have to give yourself full permission that whatever that is for you, you get to actually make that happen and make that reality, because your thoughts mold your life experience. So something to just keep in mind there. Okay. I feel like that's complete for today. I feel like that's a complete reading. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. If you haven't already, click subscribe and be part of this community. If you feel like this message could be for a friend, someone you know, share the love. Other than that, guys, I am just sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next one.